Hi everybody, welcome to chapter 4 of my beginner's Baroque improvisation course. Today I wanted to talk about diminutions. And what are diminutions? Well, diminutions are how we bring the music to life. And actually, there's not that much harmony, there's not that much basic counterpoint you need to know, but there are basically millions of diminutions, and a lot of the art of how we make this music sound like music really is in these ornamental diminutions which bring our basic frameworks to life. What do I mean by that? Well, hopefully I'll explain in this video. Okay, so we need a framework to start off with. We're going to start with a simple bass line. Now, these durations, I've written everything as whole notes, so semi-breves, if you're feeling posh. So these things are not set in stone, either in the durations or the octave in which the notes appear, but it's a basic framework which we can use. Sounds like this. So we start off with our opener, just on the E, and then down to D sharp, and then E, and then we do a cycle, the fourths, right? Or cycle of fifths, go the other way. And then we have an evaded cadence, goes up to C instead of the expected E, and then back to 4, 5, 5, and then 1. Okay? Now, what we need to actually turn this into music is some basic harmonies, or what I think of as a voice leading or counterpoint framework, which I'm going to actually do in 3 voices. So this will come up with the chord symbols for you. I've already figured the bass, if you know how to read that. This is where this is coming from. This is not the only solution to doing this, but it's what we'll start with today. Okay, so that's E minor, F sharp, half diminished over E, or what you might call a 4-2 chord if you're feeling Baroque, and then our first inversion B7 chord, B7 over D sharp, or a 6 flat 5 chord. This one again, then we go around the cycle in 7th chords, A minor 7, D7, G major 7, using these string trio voicings, C major 7th, and then they're just shells, right, 3 voices, F sharp, minor 7 flat 5, and then we have this B with no 5th, because that prepares the C major 7th really nicely with the B. And then A minor, it could be A minor 6th, but we're not adding a 6th in this particular voicing. E minor over B, B, and then E minor. I'll just play that for you again without the explanation. It sounds like this. Okay, pretty nice. Now the simplest diminution we can do is simply to play this up-down pattern. This is what John Mortensen suggests you start off with in his historical guide to improvisation. It couldn't be simpler. We're just going to go either, if you're playing fingerstyle, P-I-M-I, or with my hybrid style, it's pick M-A-M. Okay? So it's like this. Notice that I sped up the cadence a little bit at the end there. You don't have to do that, but I just felt it in the moment, right? So that sounds quite nice, but we can enhance it a bit, and it does sound better for this if we're going to keep the arpeggio pattern so simple in this sort of very simple figuration prelude style. It sounds better if we have more stuff going on in the harmony. So we'll simply use this octave here at the start, and then we're going to go D sharp, but we'll use the root, should I say, of the chord there, B as well, and then back to the E, and then we're going to go to the third, and then to root of A minor 7, third of A minor 7, yeah, root of D7, third of D7, F sharp. We carry that pattern on through the sequence. This is something you see a lot in Baroque music. And then to B, and that's where our movement stops. Then we're going to play the speed up cadence now. Go to C, A, B, and down to. Always makes you think of the Elgar cello concerto for some reason. I don't know why. It's only 5/1. Let's add some chords to those bass notes. Different ways you could do that. For instance, I think in my printed music I have this. The beginning. And then I do that. Slightly different melody, right? But that sounds beautiful. And now if we arpeggiate it, I think it will sound pretty great. Simple, but effective, right? The more chords you can play, the better. So let's go back to our first bass line. We're going to apply a lower neighbour tone. We're going to take this pattern from Bach's famous cello prelude from the first suite. So that's just up the open or spread voice chord. With a lower neighbour tone there, right? We can do this on our bass line. Yeah, nice, huh? Okay, I'm going to introduce you quickly to this Cadence Lick. This, according to Michael Koch of En Blanc Et Noir, this comes from broken or lute style. Originally, I think French harpsichordists took it from lutenists. So I'm going to take it back for guitar players. It's like this. It's all chord tones, right? It's very much in the style. You can also use that with a G bass. I like the C bass here because the French E major 7th chord. What can I say? I'm a jazzer. Nice, huh? So we'll try and put that at the end of our next prelude. I wonder if we can try and break up the rest of the piece like this. Let's give this a go. So this is just using chord tones. Yeah. The extra shapes. Yeah. There we go. Oh, that sounds good. Let's see if I can do that in time. Let's do 2 lower neighbours now. It sounds really good in 3, actually. Don't forget to practice in 3. The last thing I wanted to do is this exercise mixing chord tones and passing tones. This is a motif I've taken again from Michael Koch of En Blanc Et Noir. Great channel, obviously piano based, so not perhaps the most accessible for guitarists, but there's a lot there if you're willing to work with it. I'm going to be adapting more of his stuff going forwards. Anyway, that's all I've got time for. Hope that helps. We'll be moving on to form in the next video and talking about versets and how we can start to put together our own simple bass lines like the one we used today. Thanks for watching.